What if I told you there's a kid out there who's already living like a trillionaire at just 17 years old? Barron Trump, the son of the richest former US president, is rolling in dough and living a life of pure luxury. But just how extravagant are we talking about here? I mean, this kid was born with a silver spoon and started life in a lavish penthouse at Trump Tower with marble and 24-karat gold everywhere. His nursery was packed with expensive toys and gifts from all over the world. He even used caviar moisturizer as a baby. No, really. And now, Barron's cruising in luxury cars, yachts, helicopters, and private jets. He's living in mansions from the Trump Tower penthouse to Mar-a-Lago. Can you even imagine that lifestyle? There's so much more to unpack here about how insane Barron Trump's life really is. You won't believe the fortune this kid's set to inherit. Exclusive cars. Let's start with Barron's car collection. Ain't nothing average about it. He's got a fleet of luxury whips that would make any car enthusiast drool. We're talking Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, you name it. Barron's probably got it parked in his garage. But it's not just about the brand names with this kid. Nah, Barron takes it to a whole other level with his customizations. He's got cars decked out with everything from diamond-encrusted rims to gold-plated interiors. I mean, who needs heated seats when you can have a seat made entirely of precious metals, right? And let's not forget about the classic cars in his collection. Barron's got a soft spot for vintage rides, and he's not afraid to drop some serious cash on them. He once reportedly dropped over $1 million on a rare 1950s Porsche. Yeah, you read that right. $1 million for a car that's older than his grandpa. But Barron's not just content with driving these cars around the block. He's been spotted racing his luxury vehicles on private tracks and even shipping them overseas for exclusive car shows. I guess when you're a Trump, you gotta find ways to keep yourself entertained, huh? And get this, Barron doesn't just have one of each car. Oh no, he's got multiples of some of his favorites. Rumor has it he's got 3 identical Bugattis, each with a custom paint job and interior. Because why have one multi-million-dollar car when you can have 3, am I right? It's crazy to think about the amount of money Barron's got tied up in his car collection alone. A fleet of yachts. Talking about Barron's yachts for a sec, because this kid's got a whole fleet of them. I'm talking like at least 5 different luxury yachts that he can just hop on whenever he feels like cruising the open seas. And these aren't your average boats either. We're talking top-of-the-line, custom-built vessels that are practically floating mansions. First off, there's the amenities. Barron's yachts are decked out with everything from movie theaters to full-size basketball courts. Because why settle for a measly flat-screen TV when you can have a whole cinema experience in the middle of the ocean, right? And forget about those dinky little pools. Barron's got Olympic-sized swimming pools on his yachts, complete with water slides and diving boards. But it's not just about the flashy features. Barron's yachts are also equipped with some seriously high-tech gadgets. We're talking state-of-the-art navigation systems, satellite internet, and even mini-submarines for underwater exploring. Yeah, you heard that right. This kid's got his own personal submarines. Talk about taking deep dive to a whole new level. And let's not forget about the interior design. Barron's yachts are furnished with only the finest materials. Think Italian leather, rare wood finishes, and custom-made furniture. He's even got art collections on board that would make any museum curator jealous. I mean, who needs a Picasso on their wall when you can have one on your yacht, am I right? But perhaps the craziest part about Barron's yacht collection is the fact that he's got a full-time staff to maintain them. We're talking captains, crews, chefs, you name it. Barron's got it. And these aren't just any old employees. They're the best of the best, trained to cater to his every whim. Imagine having a personal chef whipping up gourmet meals for you 24/7 while you're just chilling on the deck of your yacht. Must be nice. Of course, all this luxury comes at a price. Barron's yacht collection is estimated to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's not even counting the cost of maintenance and staff. But when you're the son of the former president and you've got billions to your name, dropping a few million on a yacht is like buying a pack of gum for the rest of us. Sky-high extravagance. And yeah, Barron's got his own helicopter too. I mean, are you really surprised at this point? This kid's got more toys than a Toys R Us warehouse. But he doesn't just have one helicopter. Oh no, that would be too basic for a Trump. He's got a whole fleet of them, ready to take him wherever he wants to go at a moment's notice. Now you might be thinking, what does a teenager need with a bunch of helicopters? But let's be real. When you're the son of a billionaire ex-president, you don't exactly live a normal life. life. For Barron, hopping in a helicopter is like catching an Uber for the rest of us. He uses them for everything from quick trips to the golf course to weekend getaways to his family's various properties. And these aren't just any old choppers either. Barron's helicopters are top of the line, decked out with all the latest features and tech. We're talking plush leather seats, state-of-the-art navigation systems, and even minibars stocked with all his favorite snacks and drinks. Because why settle for peanuts and a can of soda when you can have caviar and champagne at 10,000 feet? But perhaps the craziest part about Barron's helicopter obsession is the fact that he's been flying in them since he was just a little kid. Yeah, you read that right. While most of us were still learning how to ride a bike, Barron was cruising around in his own personal chopper. Must be nice to have a dad who owns a whole fleet of them, huh? Of course, all this helicopter travel doesn't come cheap. The cost of maintaining and fueling just one of these bad boys can run into the millions each year. But when you're part of the Trump family, money ain't exactly an issue. They probably spend more on helicopter fuel in a month than most of us make in a year. So next time you see a sleek black helicopter flying overhead, don't be surprised if it's Barron Trump just casually heading to one of his family's mansions for the weekend. Private jets. In your mind, if you thought Barron's helicopter game was strong, just wait till you see his private jet collection. This kid's got access to some of the most luxurious aircraft out there, and he ain't afraid to use them. I mean, when your last name is Trump, flying commercial just ain't an option. First up, there's the Boeing 757, aka Trump Force One. This bad boy is decked out with all the bells and whistles you could imagine. We're talking gold-plated seatbelt buckles, a master bedroom, a spacious bathroom with a shower, and even a VIP area for guests. Because why fly coach when you can have your own flying palace, right? But that's not the only jet in Barron's arsenal. He's also got access to the Cessna Citation X, which is known for its speed and efficiency. And while we don't know all the details about its interior, you can bet your bottom dollar it's just as fancy as the rest of the Trump fleet. But it's not just about the planes themselves, it's about the experience of flying in them. Barron's jets come equipped with all the amenities you could want, from advanced entertainment systems to fully stocked kitchens. And let's not forget about the in-flight Wi-Fi, because God forbid this kid goes more than 5 minutes without checking his Instagram feed. Of course, all this luxury comes at a price. The cost of maintaining and operating just one of these jets can run into the millions each year, but when you're part of a family that's worth billions, that's just a drop in the bucket. I mean, the Trumps probably spend more on jet fuel in a month than most of us make in a decade. So next time you're cramped in the middle seat on a commercial flight, just remember that somewhere out there, Barron Trump is probably lounging in his own private jet, sipping on a glass of champagne and laughing at the peasants below. It's a different world, man. But hey, flying in style is just one part of Barron's crazy lifestyle. A day in life. So we've covered Barron's insane collection of cars, yachts, helicopters, and private jets. But what does a typical day look like for this kid? Well, let's just say it ain't your average teenage routine. For starters, Barron's not exactly waking up at the crack of dawn to catch the school bus. Nah, he's got his driver who picks him up in a luxury SUV and takes him to his fancy private school. But before he even steps foot in the classroom, Barron's already had a morning that would make most of us green with envy. We're talking a personal chef whipping up a gourmet breakfast, a team of stylists getting him dressed in the latest designer threads, and maybe even a quick spin in one of his sports cars just for fun. I mean, when you're the son of a billionaire, why not start your day off with a little adrenaline rush? Once he's at school, Barron's not exactly slumming it either. He's got access to state-of-the-art facilities, top-notch teachers, and a curriculum that's tailored to his interests. And let's not forget about the extracurricular activities. From horseback riding to fencing, this kid's got a whole smorgasbord of hobbies to choose from. But the real fun starts after the final bell rings. While most teens are hanging out at the mall or playing video games, Barron's jetting off to one of his family's many properties for a little relaxation. Maybe he'll take a dip in the infinity pool at Mar-a-Lago or go for a spin on his ATV at the Trump estate in upstate New York. The possibilities are endless when you've got a last name like Trump. Of course, it's not all play and no work for Barron. As the son of a former president, he's got certain obligations to attend to, like showing up at high-profile events or rubbing elbows with world leaders. But even then, he's doing it in style. We're talking custom-made suits, VIP access, and a security detail that would put the Secret Service to shame. So yeah, a day in the life of Barron Trump is pretty much the ultimate teenage dream come true. From the moment he wakes up to the moment his head hits the pillow, this kid is living a life of luxury that most of us can only imagine. But hey, I guess that's just what happens when you're born into one of the most powerful families in the world. Opulent mansions. Alright, so let's talk about where Barron Trump rests his head at night. And spoiler alert, it ain't your typical teenage bedroom. Nah, this kid's got mansions on mansions, each one more luxurious than the last. I'm talking properties in New York, Florida, and beyond, and they're all decked out with the kind of features that would make even the most jaded billionaire blush. First up, there's the Trump Tower penthouse in Manhattan. This triplex apartment is like something straight out of a movie, with marble floors, 24-karat gold accents, and views of Central Park that'll make your jaw drop. And let's not forget about Barron's personal floor, complete with a nursery, living room, kitchen, and quarters for his lucky nannies. I mean, when your bedroom takes up an entire level of a skyscraper, you know you've made it big. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Barron's real estate game. He's also got Mar-a-Lago down in Palm Beach, Florida, and this place is like a mini city all on its own. We're talking 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, 12 fireplaces, and a 20,000 square foot ballroom. And that's not even counting the private beach club, spa, and golf course that come with it. I mean, who needs Disneyland when you've got your own personal resort? And if you thought that was impressive, just wait till you hear about the other properties in Barron's portfolio. There's Seven Springs, the Trump family's 60-room mansion in upstate New York, complete with an indoor pool, bowling alley, and 15 fireplaces. And then there's the 11-bedroom villa in St. Martin, the beachfront estate in St. Bart's, and the list goes on and on. But here's the thing. It's not just about the size of these properties, it's about the insane amenities they come with. Barron's got access to private chefs, personal trainers, and a whole team of staff to cater to his every whim. And let's not forget about the top-of-the-line technology. We're talking home theaters, gaming rooms, and high-speed internet that'll make your head spin. So yeah, it's safe to say that Barron Trump is living large when it comes to his real estate game. But all those mansions and amenities are just a small part of what makes his life so unique. Because at the end of the day, he's not just any rich kid. He's the son of one of the most controversial presidents in history, and that comes with its own set of privileges and challenges. The Trump heir. With insane properties Barron calls home, but what's it really like being the son of the one and only Donald Trump? I mean, this kid was born into a life of privilege that most of us can't even fathom. From the moment he entered this world, Barron had access to the kind of wealth, power, and influence that comes with being a Trump heir. But it ain't all private jets and caviar dreams, my friends. Being the son of one of the most controversial presidents in history comes with its own set of challenges. For starters, Barron's had to deal with the constant media scrutiny that comes with having a famous dad. I mean, can you imagine trying to live a normal life when paparazzi is hiding in the bushes every time you step outside? And let's not forget about the pressure to live up to the Trump name. I mean, when your dad's a billionaire business mogul turned leader of the free world, people expect big things from you. Barron's got to navigate the world of high society while also trying to figure out who he is as a person, and that's no easy feat. But despite the challenges, there's no denying that Barron's got some serious perks as a Trump heir. I mean, this kid's rubbed elbows with world leaders, attended state dinners, and traveled to some of the most exclusive destinations on the planet, all before he could even vote. And let's not forget about the access to top-notch education, the best healthcare money can buy, and a trust fund that'll make your head spin. So yeah, being Donald Trump's son is a wild ride, to say the least. It's a life that's equal parts glamorous and stressful, privileged and challenging. Extravagant purchases. If we should talk about the mansions, the private jets, the yachts, but what about the day-to-day extravagances that come with being Barron Trump? I'm talking about the kind of purchases that would make even the most seasoned billionaire blush. First up, let's talk about the threads. Barron ain't rocking no off-the-rack suits, my friends. Nah, this kid's got a wardrobe full of custom-made Armani, Gucci, and Prada that'll make your head spin. I mean, when your mum's a former model and your dad's a fashion icon in his own right, you gotta dress the part, right? But it's not just about the clothes, it's about the accessories too. Barron's been spotted rocking some serious bling, from diamond-encrusted watches to gold chains that could blind you from a mile away. And let's not forget about the shoes. This kid's got a collection of rare kicks that would make any sneakerhead green with envy. But the real jaw-dropper, the gifts. I mean, when your parents are billionaires, you can expect some pretty epic birthday and holiday presents. We're talking custom-made sports cars, one-of-a-kind artwork, and even a freaking gold-plated iPhone. I mean, what do you even do with a gold-plated iPhone? I guess when you're Barron Trump, you don't have to worry about practicality. And let's not forget about the experiences. Barron's been on some of the most exclusive vacations and attended some of the hottest events in the world. From skiing in the Swiss Alps to partying at the Cannes Film Festival, this kid's seen it all. And when you're rolling with the Trump crew, you know you're gonna be rubbing elbows with some serious A-listers. But here's the thing, it's not just about the money, it's about the lifestyle. Barron grew up in a world where luxury is the norm and extravagance is just another day in life. He's got access to the kind of experiences and opportunities that most of us can only dream of, and he's only 14 years old. So yeah, while the rest of us are saving up for a new pair of sneakers or a fancy dinner out, Barron's out here living his best life, one lavish purchase at a time, comparing heirs. So sure, Barron's living the high life, but he ain't the only rich kid on the block. Now there's a whole crew of wealthy heirs out there, each with their brand of extravagance. Take Kylie Jenner, for example. This girl's got a makeup empire that's worth billions, and she's not afraid to flaunt it. From private jets to designer handbags, Kylie's got a lifestyle that's just as lavish as Barron's. But then there are guys like Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump's hubby, and a real estate mogul in his own right. Sure, he's got the fancy cars and the private jets, but he's also got a serious business side that sets him apart from the other rich kids. I mean, this guy's been rubbing elbows with world leaders and brokering deals since he was in diapers. And let's not forget about the royal heirs, like Prince George and Princess Charlotte. These kids may not have the same level of wealth as Barron and his crew, but they've got something even more valuable, a royal title. I mean, can you imagine growing up in a palace with servants waiting on you hand and foot? It's a different kind of luxury, but it's still pretty sweet. But here's the thing, as much as these heirs have in common, they've all got their own unique quirks and habits. Like, did you know that Barron's got a thing for model airplanes? The kid's got a whole collection of them, and he spends hours building and painting them. It's a hobby that sets him apart from the other rich kids who are more into designer sneakers and private islands. And then there's the way they interact with the public. Some heirs, like Barron, are notoriously private, rarely making public appearances or giving interviews. But others, like Kylie and the royal kids, are all over social media, sharing their lives with millions of followers. It's a different kind of exposure, but it's still a form of luxury in its way. So yeah, while Barron may be living the trillionaire life, he's not the only one. There's a whole world of wealthy heirs out there, each with their own set of extravagant habits and over-the-top lifestyles. Interactive leisure. Barron Trump's yachts are like floating playgrounds, packed full of insane features that'll make your jaw drop. His toys on the water are over the top in every way possible. I'm talking about marinas tricked out with all the latest gadgets and customizations you've never even heard of. No, really, these floating extravagances have got everything from movie theaters under the stars to glass-bottom swimming pools to full-on laser tag arenas. I mean, this kid's got to one-up all the other billionaire offspring somehow, right? So while other rich kids are lounging on their boring old decks, Barron's hosting entire parties in his yacht's very own nightclubs. Yeah, you read that right. Nightclubs on a yacht. And get this, rumor has it one of his yachts even has its very own McDonald's. Can you imagine rolling up to the drive-thru on your jet ski? Talk about living the dream. But that's just scratching the surface of what Barron's boats are packing. He's got helicopter landing pads for when he wants to make a quick getaway, and submarine docking stations for when he feels like exploring the ocean depths in style. And let's not forget about the water slides. I'm not talking about your average run-of-the-mill park slides. Nah, these things twist and turn and loop around the entire yacht, shooting you out into the open water at breakneck speeds. But it's not all just for show. Barron's also has some seriously high-tech customizations going on, like the advanced navigation systems that can basically drive the yacht for you, or the state-of-the-art security features that make sure no unwanted guests come aboard. I mean, when you're the son of the president, you can never be too careful. Interiors in the sky. These babies ain't your average commercial flights. No, sir. We're talking about interiors that'll make a billionaire blush. First off, let's talk about the seating. You ain't gonna find cramped economy seats here. Nah, Barron's jets are decked out with plush leather recliners that'll make you feel like you're floating on a cloud. And don't even get me started on the legroom. You could do a full-on yoga sesh in the aisle and still have room to spare. But it's not just about comfort, it's about style too. Barron's got a taste for the finer things in life, and it shows in his jet designs. We're talking custom lighting that changes colors to match his mood, hand-woven carpets straight out of Italy, and gold-plated everything. I mean, even the toilet handles are made of solid gold. Talk about a throne fit for a king. And let's not forget about the entertainment. Barron's jets come fully loaded with state-of-the-art sound systems, massive flat-screen TVs, and even a full-on movie theater. Imagine kicking back with a bag of popcorn and watching your favorite flick at 30,000 feet. It's like having your cinema in the sky. But what sets Barron's jets apart is the attention to detail. Every inch of these flying mansions is carefully crafted to meet his exact specifications. From the hand-stitched leather seats to the custom artwork on the walls, everything is one of a kind and unique to Barron's style. The design elements in these private jets are often bespoke, tailored specifically to meet the comfort and luxury standards expected by the Trump family. This includes high-quality materials such as leather upholstery, gold accents, and imported wood finishes. And if you thought the main cabin was impressive, just wait till you see the bedroom. Yeah, you read that right. Barron's jets come with their private bedrooms, complete with king-sized beds, silk sheets, and all the pillows you could ever want. It's like having a 5-star hotel suite in the air. Travel hacks. Bouncing between mansions is as easy as calling an Uber. Nah, not when you're Barron Trump. This kid's got travel hacks that'd make even the most seasoned jet-setter jealous. First off, let's talk about the fleet. Barron's got a whole army of private jets and helicopters at his disposal, ready to whisk him away to any of his luxurious properties at a moment's notice. No waiting in line at the airport, no fighting for overhead bin space. Just hop on board and you're off. But it's not just about the mode of transportation, it's about the coordination. Barron's got a whole team of people working around the clock to make sure his travel plans go off without a hitch. We're talking personal assistants, pilots, security personnel, you name it, he's got it. And let's not forget about the amenities. When Barron's traveling, he ain't roughing it like the rest of us. His jets come fully stocked with all the creature comforts you could ever want. We're talking gourmet meals, plush bedding, and even a full-on entertainment system. It's like flying in your 5-star hotel. But what sets Barron's travel apart is the sheer convenience of it all. He's got properties all over the world, from New York to Florida to DC and beyond. And with his fleet of private transportation, he can bounce between them all like it's nothing. Want to spend the morning at Mar-a-Lago and the afternoon at Trump Tower? No problem. Barron can make that happen with just a snap of his fingers, and he doesn't have to worry about traffic or delays or any of the other headaches that come with commercial travel. Plus, Barron's got the bonus of having access to some of the most exclusive airports and landing strips in the world. No fighting for a spot on the runway or circling for hours waiting for clearance. When you're a Trump, you get VIP treatment everywhere you go. But of course, all this convenience and luxury doesn't come cheap. Barron's travel expenses are probably more than most people make in a lifetime. But when you're the son of the former president, money ain't really an object. So yeah, Barron's living the dream when it comes to travel. But as luxurious as it all is, it's just a small piece of the puzzle when it comes to his overall lifestyle. Because when you're a billionaire heir, even the most mundane tasks become an exercise in extravagance. Take his security detail, for example. You thought TSA was tough? Wait till you see the kind of protection Barron's got surrounding him at all times. We're talking state-of-the-art technology, top-notch personnel, and protocols that'd make the Secret Service look like mall cops. Invisible fortress. Y'all thought Barron's jets and yachts were secure? That ain't nothing compared to the kind of protection he's got at his cribs. No, really. We're talking about an invisible fortress that'd make Fort Knox look like a kiddie playground. First off, let's talk about the technology. Barron's homes are decked out with state-of-the-art security systems that'd make a CIA agent drool. We're talking motion sensors, infrared cameras, and facial recognition software that can spot an intruder from a mile away. And don't even think about trying to hack your way in. These systems are so advanced, they'd make a Silicon Valley tech bro cry. But it's not just about the gadgets and gizmos. Barron's got a whole army of security personnel patrolling his properties 24/7. These ain't your average rent-a-cops either. We're talking ex-military, ex-secret service, and ex-just about everything else. They're trained to handle anything from a crazed fan to a full-on terrorist attack. And let's not forget about the protocols. Barron's security team has contingency plans for everything from natural disasters to zombie apocalypses. They run drills and simulations on the regular just to make sure they're always on their A-game. And if something does go down, they've got evacuation routes and safe rooms that'd make a doomsday prepper jealous. But what sets Barron's security apart is the sheer scale of it all. We're talking multiple layers of protection, each one more hardcore than the last. You've got the perimeter security, with guards and cameras monitoring every inch of the property. Then you've got the interior security, with even more guards and cameras keeping an eye on things inside. And finally, you've got Barron's personal security detail, a hand-picked team of the best whose sole job is to keep him safe no matter what. Of course, all this security comes at a price. We're talking millions of dollars a year just to keep Barron's homes locked down tighter than a drum. But when you're the son of the former president, you can't put a price on peace of mind. So yeah, Barron's living in an invisible fortress that'd make even the most paranoid conspiracy theorist feel safe. But as impressive as it all is, it's just another day in the life of a billionaire heir. Because when you're born into that kind of wealth and power, you gotta take the good with the bad. And the bad includes a whole lot of people who'd love to take a piece of what you've got.